Ladies and gentlemen, yeah. It is episode 100. I am off mute. My ambiance is really set up. I am in a different angle today, and there is reasons why. This is episode 100. 100 live shows. Now, I am not like Viper, and I am not like Mr. Tech Rant that can do literally 30 shows in a month. Like, I cannot do that. I don't know how they do that. Mad props to those two gentlemen for literally live streaming every single day. And in some instances, I know Viper did like 2 or 3 a day. I have no idea how you guys do that. But huge congratulations to Viper and to Mr. Tech Rant, because that is crazy. And Mr. Tech Rant is in the building. Congratulations to you, sir, for 30 days straight. Thank you so much for the congratulations. 100 shows. I'm very excited. This is actually the CEO of Technically Speaking in our Queensland office right here, the Wannabe Geek, Mr. Dan himself. Thank you so much for coming to the show. Digital Slang, thank you so much for stopping by. What's up, Miss Kathleen? First, unbelievable. Thank you so much for the 100 shows. Yes, I am also still Team Greg. And as a matter of fact, I'm always Team Greg, and part of the reason is I'm going to throw this thumbnail back up. And the reason that this thumbnail is actually important is because Greg did 63 shows with me. So he's still 63%. Well, he's more than 63% of Technically Speaking, let's be honest here. But Greg was a huge fan of Chuck's, so much so that him and his wife, they actually did the whole Chuck thing under the wedding dress and with shoes and, you know, the typical thing that they do. I'm totally butchering it. And if Melissa saw this, which maybe she is, she would kill me. But the idea is that huge fan of Chuck's. Basically, these things right here that you see. This is actually what I'm wearing right now. This is a shot of my feet in a weird way. But I wanted to dedicate the show to Greg because we were shooting for something like this. So 100 shows. He is still very much part of it. You can see right here is a limited edition Technically Speaking hat. I wish he was here to really kind of live this milestone that we've been a part of. I'm really excited that we got to 100 shows. I'm excited that Greg got to be a huge part of it. And I asked Stats to actually wear Chucks today. I actually texted Melissa and said, hey, you wear your Chucks today because I want to do something like this for Greg since he was such a huge part of the show. I kind of talked about it before. We started this whole thing on a bet, and I'm very excited that we got to 100. And I'm going to continue to keep going. My goal is to actually get, now that we've hit 100 live shows, my goal is to now get to 100,000 subscribers, because that was another thing that we wanted to do together. So now I am on the 100,000 subscriber train. I have absolutely no idea how, when, or if I will ever get to 100,000. But you had best believe I'm going to do everything in my power to get to that. And it's because of folks like you in the community. Thank you so much for being a part of this. I love it. We have a great time. And of course, we're going to, what? I'm definitely going to be singing tonight because it's 100 and it's launch night in from Google. Oh, I am so excited. But I do know I see someone in the chat here. And because that I see someone in the chat, I promised a while back that if you buy Peach merchandise, you are going to be featured. If you buy Peach merchandise and then you send me a selfie, you will be put on the show in one of my videos. Now, because it's the 100th episode, I figured it was really important. So now, Miss Jessica Leach. Boom. The very first person that ever sent a selfie to me with the hat. Ba-bam. Right there. Boom. That is, I have a story about the peach hat too here in a second, but bam. Miss Jessica, thank you so much. Hugs and kisses. Oh, and don't think that I didn't not see this person either. Because bam, that's right. The mayor himself, bam, Mr. Mayor with the peach hat, spotted in the wild. Although the first one he sent it to me backwards, so he took a broken picture, something like that. But also, Justin, huge fan of the channel here, was going to Best Buy, and somebody actually stopped him and goes, "Is that a YouTuber's hat?" And he goes, "Yeah, it's a YouTuber's hat." He goes, "I've seen that dude's face." So I mean, I guess I have a memorable face. I'm also a peach. What could possibly go wrong? So I'm gonna play a little music to play stats in here. Oh, perfect. This is evidently the one we're gonna play to bring stats in. Time to bring that stats into the show. He's probably gonna talk about something like Google. That was really good, right? Like I had to like pause and really bring it in. So let's bring in stats. I'm gonna do a little bit. Oh, look at you! Look at you! Like stats is here. Wait, nope. Here, stats is here. I'm doing a little different. I'm trying to turn a different angle, doing picture in picture, because we all know that I'm the most important. But stats is also rocking the peach hat, my man.
I mean, if you're gonna have people out in the wild repping it for you, I figured I could throw it on at least to start the show,
my man.
And you know, see if we can get everybody else on the peach train.
Wait, nope, that's not it. Nope, that's definitely not it. Yeah, there we go.
There it is.
I really need to stop messing with the soundboard because everybody's going to start like, I don't want to talk to you. Stats.
Nah.
You have been a part of us for 100 episodes as well in some indirect way. Congratulations on being a part of mostly my success.
Absolutely. And it has been both a privilege and a nightmare to help you along the way. And just watch as your head inflates to Big Hero 6 proportions.
It is literally so heavy I can't even hold it up. Like what you guys don't understand is like just a metal rod holding this big old head up.
Yeah, I was going to make a joke about your wife, but I'll leave that one alone.
Wow,
but you know, it's been fun. I remember the first time I hung out in the basement in your old house, all the way across the room, just making snide little comments and gestures that nobody could hear or see off camera, just to, you know, keep it lively and see if I could get you guys to crack up during the show. And then when the show moved to Greg and Melissa's house in their basement, it got a lot more serious. Like we were showing up at 6 o'clock for an 8 o'clock show to prep and talk and set up all the lights and do all that. And you know,
it's still a big to do. Like I have it all set up here now, thankfully, but yeah, it's still a big to do. So
yeah, it's been so much fun.
Let me ask you this question, because Larry brings up a great point right here. Hashtag Peach Patrol, hashtag Peachnik. We need a group name. Like everybody like Zach. Zach has Zach Pack. I'm trying to think of some other ones. Why can't I remember any of these? Like we need like a group name. So people in the comments, we need start to like a peach patch. Like no, that doesn't work. Peach patch doesn't work.
No, because it's a peach orchard. You know, a peach patch.
Don't get technical on me.
Not really a thing.
Don't get technical.
Who I am. Leave me alone.
Just don't get technical on me. But we have got to talk about the thing that I am probably the most excited about. That was Google's launch night was today at 2 p.m. Eastern time, so not at night. Definitely was in, and it was 30 minutes. 30 minutes long. And so I want
to give a big shout out to Kathleen Garrity and her team for scheduling it on today, so it would be appropriate for your 100th show. We really appreciate her going to
something like that
to Sergey with that. So you know,
I'm sure that's exactly what happened. So my big thing is like 30 minutes and just completely knocked it out of the park. Absolutely, just like knocked it completely out of the park. They did it 30 minutes where you could get things like hour-long things or 4-hour-long things or 2-hour-long things with Samsung or Apple or anything like that. I thought the production value was great. We're still going to talk about the products and things like that, of course, but the idea that launch night just, to me, it was exactly what it was. Like, here's our products. Okay, cool. You guys got to do a thing. Bye. Like that type of thing. Like it was, here's the products. I don't have to do anything else. It was just done. There was a lot of, you had to really start to dig through some of the stuff. The on hold, like the Google on hold was such a huge deal. Such a huge deal. See, I got this. There we go. I've never seen a sticker. And so here we go. Pair character cheerfully blowing a party horn. Woot woot. That's how it shows up on evidently eCam. So thank you so much, Mr. Gabriel. Thank you. I know there was another super chat from Digital Slang. Thank you, sirs.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this format. I think, like you said, the shortness and the directness of it in today's day and age, and especially this year with just absolutely so much going on every single day around the country and around the world. I love that I literally watched the entire video on my drive home from work today. Of course, both eyes were on the road. I absolutely was not looking at my phone in its holder on the dash while they were doing the presentation. But
bruh. I need that soundbar. Bruh.
Yeah, I know. But I think for me personally, what I enjoyed, before we get into the details of what they actually talked about on the video, I think I enjoyed it the most because for me, at least in the past, before all the leaks got so rampant and so detailed, what I enjoyed most watching about the live events was the audience reaction when they were truly surprised by something that a tech company was bringing out.
You're not going to get that anymore.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I loved today's presentation, because except for a few little details like the hold for me and a couple other things like the details on the new HDR stuff, everything had already leaked before today, including some really good renders. So I wasn't surprised by anything, but I loved the brevity. I love the production values, like you said, much better. No technical issues like a lot of big tech companies seem to run into on a live show. So yeah, I loved everything about today's presentation.
To me, the next gen assistant, they continue. Like, I'm going to make a video about this because I actually wrote it down. If you think about it, what Google has done this year, Google has literally listened to everything the consumers said about their hardware, and I'm not just limiting it to the Pixels. Everything about their hardware. When they talk about the Pixel Buds, what was the one Achilles heel of two Achilles heels of the original Pixel Buds, which by the way, I love, and I still have them.
I'm wearing right now.
Yeah. The two Achilles heels were corded, which whatever, corded, and the case was trash. Look, the corded thing, that's a personal preference. I didn't mind it, whatever.
Never bothered me.
But the case is trash. The case is terrible. I absolutely despise the first gen.
The interior, the outside, the fabric.
I hate everything about it. Everything about it. The case, it just doesn't doesn't work for me. Womp womp. Just doesn't work. So they listened to everybody saying there. Not only did they listen, they made the Pixel Buds truly wireless. Absolutely fantastic. Baked in the next gen assistant, gave you the triple tap, double tap, which you did not have in the original Pixel Buds, which was a third Achilles heel of those Pixel Buds.
It's really and then hard gave work you to triple stamp, double stamp.
Yeah, so. And then they gave you a case that you can't not have in your hand. Literally, you can't. So I have it inside of a Nomad leather case. Let me go over here. You literally, this is my fidget spinner. This is now a fidget toy for me, and it's literally my Pixel Buds case, and I can't not do it, and whatever. So like they listen to you there, and then you get to things like the Pixel 5 and the 4A 5G, the things that they've announced today. Hang on, I got to bring in this dude. Thanks, big homie. I appreciate you. That is the one and only the Scotty Boombox, one of the greatest human beings in the history of the world. Thank you so much for swinging by, sir. I appreciate you, my friend. We'll have to bring you on the show at some point. But the Pixel 5 and the Pixel 4a 5G, what were some of the things people always knocked about the Pixel devices? Well, it can't do 4K 60 frames a second. Check. Got that. Like, look, all right, what else you want? Well, the battery life's kind of poor. Check. They literally doubled it from the Pixel 4. Like, well, not doubled it, but you get a general just like quite a bit. You go from like 2,800 milliamps in the Pixel 4 to well over 4,000 in a smaller footprint, might I add. So they've given you a much smaller device, now made it edge to edge in terms of the screen real estate on the 5. a punch hole design. They've given you a smaller footprint, 4K 60, a 765G, which is just gaming, which means it's just a little bit more of like an overcooked 765, whatever.
And so that made a whole lot of sense once they got to the Stadia portion of today's demo.
And by the way, Dashy, you know this. I don't watch a lot of gamers. I don't actually. The only gamer that I watch is Dashy. Literally, the only one I watch is Dashy. And the fact that they got him, the fact that they got him to be like, hang on a minute, let me talk about this 4A 5G. He was gaming on the device. First of all, well played, Google, because he is very much like a not safe for work language, and I immediately gravitated towards that. I loved it. And then the fact that you got Mac Lethal, whom, by the way, is one of the greatest lyricists, and blew through what was going to be Google TV or YouTube TV or whatever the mix is going to be there. Absolutely, the firepower. Like, those are YouTubers. Those are YouTubers. Then they actually followed that up with like legit celebrities. You mentioned Mark Ronson on there. I think it wasn't Selena Gomez. Well, it was Selena Gomez.
Yeah, she was. She was there.
So the idea is like, look, they brought the firepower. I love that. But the thing is, I love the most is they actually went to YouTubers and said, "Was like, hang on a minute, let's talk about this." And you can see that they are probably the brand that gravitates, in my opinion, to YouTubers top down. And when I mean top down, from like large YouTubers to smaller YouTubers, I would be more on the small end in terms of the YouTubers. The YouTubers, not the waistline, much more on the high end in terms of the waistline, but down in sub count size, very much in the small size. And they recognize, like, the Made by Google team is responding to comments left and right. I saw one that was like, I mean, they respond to just about anything. The one that says potato, they responded to that because they're awesome. Yeah. And so my whole point with this is they're listening to the consumers. You want 4K 60? I'm going to give you 4K 60. You want better audio in your video? I'm going to give you that too. Oh, you want a better battery life? I'm going to give you that too. You want edge to edge? I'm going to give you that too.
And
they're
fact
literally
that
listening.
Still able to do it at under a $700 US price point.
Well, tax, but yes.
Well, you know.
Look, they're not going to fight. Like, I get it. When they went with the Pixel 4, it came out like $800-900 respectively. And then you have people like Samsung and things like that. I'm not quite sure how you're going to fight unless you bring something like completely radical. I don't know how you could argue in terms of the flagship prices. So thank you so much, my friend, Mr. Tech Odyssey. You are the man, the myth, the legend. Good. Have a great show, my friend. I know you have one in 11 minutes. It is the best show on Wednesday that isn't your show. You're right. Your show is the best starting 8:30 show. We'll go with that. Something like that. But they listened to every single thing that the consumers wanted. When you look at, like, we have the specs, or I don't have the specs. I have something written in the show notes. With the 4A 5G, you're getting 6 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage, almost 4,000 milliamp hour batteries. And might I add that it's actually a 6.2 inch display. So it's probably really more the 4A XL 5G because it's a little bit bigger than your 4A that came out just a little while ago. Still has a headphone jack, 765G, the same cameras. You got the ultra wide on the back. Everybody wanted an ultra wide. Google's like, bam, I'm going to listen to it. Ultra wide for you. We got Viper in the building. Viper, my man, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Stereo speakers. Although when you look at the phone, I don't know how they have stereo speakers. At least in the renders that I've seen and like the stuff I saw in the show, where's the speaker like up at the top? Because there is nothing but screen up there. Nothing but screen. So like I have some questions about that. Looks like it has no bezels, a beautiful screen. I'm gonna get to that in a second in terms of the price point. And again, almost a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, and the 4A had the best battery life. Like I have the 4A right here. It has the best battery life that I've ever had in a Pixel, and arguably one of the best in any of the phones. And I have the Note Note Ultra 5, whatever it's called, the 5G Note. I have this thing right here. Jesus.
That giant brick of
the
a phone.
giant, huge phone that it is. And this thing, which is half of its size and damn for sure half of its weight, is getting much better battery life. Like same screen on time and all that jazz. Nothing special about this, right? I have no trouble at all recording now. Granted, the Note is a powerhouse in terms of things like, 4K video, 8K video. Yeah, I get that. But when I'm working with the screen on time of the 4A to do just regular stuff, because I'm not always recording in 8K, as is no one else either, I don't have to worry about that. But then I come over and look at the 5G. I'm getting all this other stuff, getting a little bit better of a camera, so a bump in the camera department. Holy cow, it's at $499 for the 4A 5G. Absolutely. Now,
well, especially what they announced today, guaranteed 3 years of regular software and security updates.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at $163 a year if you average that out. So I think no, that math doesn't work out.
Hey, I was saying, when you want to go back, you got a calculator. I'll talk about the 5G while you math.
All right.
Okay, there we go. So the 5G or the 5G, so the Pixel 5, same.
I was 3 off, 166.
There you go. So 128, 8 gigs of RAM. So now they're giving you 8 gigs of RAM. They're giving you over 4,000 milliamp hour batteries. They're giving you an all aluminum. Yeah, there you go. Aluminum, like piece of hardware, like shell frame, body frame. Sure. A 6-inch display with 90 hertz this time. Same 765G, same cameras, again, stereo speakers. But now you're getting reverse wireless charging, which means you also have wireless charging, no headphone jack.
That reverse wireless charging was really intriguing to me. I know they demonstrated it with the Pixel Buds true wireless case, but I'm wondering if there's enough juice that you could charge somebody else's phone.
Absolutely. You 100% can. Like that's, I mean, because this thing does it too. Like the reverse wireless charging. I don't know why you would, but you can. And then also talked about how they have the crazy adaptive battery where you can get 48 hours of battery life. I mean, granted, that's a little different, but still. Now,
so
go ahead.
I think I found the answer to your 4A 5G speakers. So I just put a link in our show notes.
Yeah.
If you zoom in on the picture on the left, it looks like there is a slight notch in the top of the screen.
That doesn't look very big though.
On the bezel.
Yeah.
Right there on the bezel.
Let me see if I can share my screen.
Just enough to hide a little speaker there at the top, then absolutely that is true forward-facing stereo speakers.
I mean, I just can't do it well. Yeah, well, we'll go back to this. I mean, it is. It's like, but man, that's not a very big speaker, dog.
It's not. But I mean,
on the 5, on the 5, it doesn't even look like it's there. I can see it on the 4A, but I cannot see it at 5 at all.
The top speaker on this 3A XL is a third of the size of the bottom speaker, and it works. So
yeah,
I don't
get it.
think it has to be that big.
Pause. Sorry, I'm such a child.
It's your show.
You know what? That's a great question. Tweet to Made by Google and ask them. I don't know how it's done because you can't see it at all. When that photo that I just looked at and tried to woefully pull up on the screen, I don't see it. And I want to know.
Like you said, astonished about the apparent lack of bezels on this. I mean that.
Now
here's a giant. People complaining about the 3XL.
Oh yeah, the bathtub notch,
the chins and the notches and all that stuff. And again, Google listens and they're telling them to just.
Sure. Now Ben says $699 is a little disappointing. Hoping for $599. Is it $350 better than the 4A? Look, I'll be honest. The 4A is I've said it, and the 4A. Great question, the Ben. 4A is the device of the year for me. Like, I love what you're seeing out of the 4A 5G and the 5G. Obviously there was going to have to be some sort of like something would have to give in terms of the price a little bit because of the 5G. Let's see. We got the Scoops in the building. Welcome, my friend. So something would have to give, but man, so if I were to sell it in a way to say, hey, you should get the 5 versus I don't even know if I could, because the 4A is just, this thing is phenomenal. Look, the 4A literally is the most unbelievable price point, and I don't know how you argue it. Now, you can probably get into some of the differences. You got the 5 got the aluminum body, which I don't know how they do that either, especially since you have wireless charging, but whatever. So you have the more, like, I guess, hardy in terms of the hardiness in terms of the build. So there would be a bit of a price difference there. The reverse charging, the wireless charging, okay, you got a bit of a price increase there. Automatically going to have a price increase because of the 5G, because of the chip. And then you got like the enhancements to the video, the enhancements to like the new lenses and things like that. Well, yeah, but the HDR stuff's coming to the old Pixels. They said, yeah, it's a software game, and so you're right. Like
RAM.
Yeah, it has more. Sure.
They obviously have to design and figure out a way inside the case to hold all that extra stuff.
Sure. So, like, I mean, you're getting more RAM. So, like, there is upgrades, but if the 4A was not 350 and it was more like 420 something, I think I could make the argument a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But for me, man, that just shows me right now that if I want to be in the Google Pixel universe, right? So if I want to be inside the Pixel ecosystem, the now high-end model, which would be the Pixel 5, is $699. So, but the high-end model of like the iPhone is going to be above $1,000. The high-end model of a Samsung is going to be above $1,000. The high-end model of a OnePlus is still probably like $800, which means it tells me is like, if I want like the best Google Pixel, I could spend basically $699 and get the 5. I
mean, you could pay that and get the top of the line true wireless Pixel Buds and still come under the cost of the next highest flagship phone.
Yeah, and see right here, I 350 is a steal. Like, and that's the thing is like a lot of the stuff that you saw today from like a software enhancement, they have straight up told you they are coming back to the older Pixels. You got the enhanced HDR. You got the portrait mode where you can do the portrait light. You've got, now I don't know if that locked, active, and cinematic pan, what? Cinematic what did I just stroke out there for a second? Cinematic pan, I don't know if that's specific to the 5. If that's specific to the 5, then you wouldn't get it, but you're gonna get I'm trying to look here. Is like
I'll have to watch the presentation again. So I actually have a question for you, Scott.
Since
you've trialed, I think 2 phones that have 5G capability, is the price increase, the $150 price increase, accurate or too much for you between the standard 4A and the 4A 5G?
What?
So there's a 4A.
Yeah.
There's a 4A 5G.
Yeah.
With the experience that you have.
Oh, you're just asking, is 5G worth it? You're asking, is 5G worth it?
Is
no,
5G
not where we're at.
Okay.
No, I mean, Scoop's talked about it before. It's like, here you go. Scoop literally says, Vegas real-time bet tracking and betting while in transit and casinos. 5G is amazing. Yeah, so I mean, that's another great one too. And the idea is like, Digital Slang talking about it here. It's like, hey, Scoop's all over Jersey, this is great. Like the idea is like when I have the 5G, right? Like when we're like, and it's really specific. So like when we're on campus, effectively, it's like when you're on Ohio State's campus, you're in 5G territory. When you're outside of the campus, you ain't gonna get 5G in Columbus, Ohio. You're gonna get the fake 5G.
Now we're gonna be anywhere near campus.
And so, like, and here's my other thing is like right now I'm spending the $350 for sure on the 4A. Mm-hmm. Like, literally. Wait, what did I miss? What did I do here on the feature differences?
I think she's referring back that we don't have exactly all the feature differences between the two new phones written in our show notes.
Well, okay, but look, it's episode 100. Can we just be nice today?
We have jobs too, Kathleen.
Here we go. Peach Sipples. What? It's supposed to be like principles. But
no, Peach Disciples.
Peach Disciples. Like I was thinking like principles.
I don't know about
Peach
that.
Disciples. Interesting. I think they probably did that for a variety of reasons. Probably the reverse charging, the wireless charging, the additional RAM. Like and they wanted to keep a fairly small footprint. That's my guess as to why there's no headphone jack. I mean, also because let's be real here. If you do the reverse wireless charging, how many times did they talk about charging your Pixel Buds? Mm-hmm. Pixel Buds are not wired. My guess is they're going to be like, hey, you should just use the Pixel Buds because you could charge them with your actual Pixel phone. That's what I would assume. So, yeah. But anyway, go back to the 5G. I don't know if where we live in Ohio, I don't know if I would spend the money. If I lived in a big city that definitely had the 5G, for sure. But when I tried the other 5G phones, so let's be real. AT&T's 5G is fake. It's really not there's subs, without getting too much into it, there's sub 6 5G, and then there's Wave 5G, or Wave. And I'm always going to say it Wave, even though it's Wave, like millimeter wave or whatever. I think it's what it stands for.
Right.
I'm always going to go Wave. So Wave is like what Verizon does. And Verizon's is stupid fast, like over a gig because it's Wave.
I remember the video you did inside the Colts stadium, and
unbelievable. Holy crap.
Crispy, and B, there was no loss of fidelity no matter what device I viewed it on. So yeah, I agree. For me, if I needed a new phone right now, it would be the straight 4A, because even though it's smaller, it's an awesome form factor, and it is just an unbelievable phone for the price point.
Sorry, Kathleen. I was going off what Stats told me. It's really Stats' problem.
Blame it on the executive producer.
That's exactly what the host blames it on the executive producer. That is what you're around for. And say it with me. Wave. But Wave is what the ones are going to get you down about a gig down, and then the sub 6 is going to get you like 500. That's basically what AT&T is launching. That they've been launching nothing but sub 6, and you can definitely tell because in the areas that we're in, you ain't getting the gig unless you're on Verizon and happen to be on Ohio State's campus. That's where you're going to get the crazy 5G. Which, by the way, dude, we have 25 people in here. That is incredible. I appreciate you all coming out for episode 100. 100. Wait, here we go. Episode 100. I don't want this. I want this one, I think. Oh, yeah. Episode 100. Technically speaking.
I like Gabriel's suggestion there.
I'm singing Shut Your Mouth. Episode 100. Technically speaking. Gonna do more or less stuff. Watch the Google. Launch night in. Okay, what's enough? Now go on. What were you saying?
Pop Gabriel's message up on the screen. I think that might be the leading contender
the
for
Peach Pits?
our group game.
The Peach Pits? Oh,
because
good.
We're rock solid.
Oh my God. Man, look at this. Wave around 1.9 gigs down. That is crazy. That's like a 4K movie in seconds. Man, that's crazy. We gotta go. Wait. Yeah, we go. Let's go to Mandalay Bay. to get that wave.
I'm sorry, folks. I never should have helped.
1.9 gigs down. Gonna download the movies in 4K. I'm really wildly inappropriate. But it wasn't just the phones that came out today. You had the things like huge upgrading with HDR bracketing. You got the night sight in the portrait mode. You got the active locked cinematic pan. But I was actually really surprised with the Google TV Chromecast. $50. And by the way, they're close to the Target by your house. And right before the show, I almost went and bought one. True story. I was real close to leaving the house and going and getting one and literally being like, hey, look, a new Chromecast, because it got me with one of the Achilles heels that's always driven me crazy about casting when you have Amazon Prime. You can't cast Prime Video, right? You can now. But for the longest time, you couldn't.
Not be able to. You're right. You're right.
And so now they not only are they past the fact that they don't like each other, they are embedding the app directly into the Chromecast with the remote. So I don't have to worry about casting or anything. I can literally just have the native app in the Chromecast, the Google TV, and it all be right there. And the answer is, Mac, you literally walked in when I've really only done that a few times in the show. It was literally a good solid 28 minutes before I had done that. And I'm promising you it's probably at least 2 more times here. But welcome to the show. Thanks for coming by, for sure.
But no, what I missed most about my old streaming box that I'm blanking on, that
Nexus Player.
Yes, the Nexus Player, is it had the remote with a microphone.
Yep.
It wasn't the assistant yet, but it had a microphone that connected it to the player that then Apple promptly stole for its Apple TV and Apple remote. And now finally Google is getting back to it, because absolutely right. If I can control everything that's on the screen because I'm casting it through the Google Player and I have a remote in my hand so I can keep scrolling Facebook on my phone on the other hand.
So
of both worlds.
Are you going to go buy it? Are you going to go buy it?
I really don't need it because I have a smart TV and all of my apps are already loaded on it. But for $50,
right?
I might have to.
You cannot get it. Like, look, $50
just to get the remote and the microphone back.
It's all Google. It's all assistant powered.
Driven.
Yeah, it's all assistant driven, which is exactly what you want, and that's what I want. That's what I like. Is like I can hit the button and be like, "Hey, do the thing." Another thing that was vastly underestimated, at least I thought, and I tweeted this earlier, that the audio, the Nest Audio, where I don't think a lot of people realize that feature of changing rooms. I don't think people realize how. Well, first of all, I don't think anybody does it. I do.
I tried it once a couple of months ago and it didn't work, but then I tried it again about 2 weeks ago and it did work, and I was very shocked. I was like, I didn't hear about that upgrade.
And so here's the thing. This is what it's perfect for everybody. Let me give a little backstory what I'm talking about. If you have a bunch of Google devices in your home, like a bunch of minis, Google speakers, whether that's the displays or like a traditional, like I have 2 Google Home Maxes here in the studio because I'm extra. But the idea is like you get those installed and basically programmed via the Google Home app. And so inside the Google Home app, which is what's really important, you name those speakers a certain thing. And so when you name them,
groups.
Correct. So you can name rooms. So like I have an entire basement, I have a studio, I have a basement plus studio. And so as I'm changing rooms and I go room to room, the thing that I want to do is say like, hey, I was listening to music in the studio and I want to put that on upstairs. So as I'm walking out of the room, I tell Big G here to send that music to whatever I named the kitchen. So the one upstairs is the kitchen display. So, hey, G, move my music to kitchen display. And as I'm walking upstairs, it moves it from the studio, turns it off, then puts it on the display upstairs at the exact same moment that I left the song in the studio.
Yeah,
that's a big deal.
I'm going to test it again because I have 3 different groups or zones here. I've got a whole house, I've got a downstairs and an upstairs. So as soon as we get done with this video, I'm going to test it.
Do it live.
Just
Do it
to
now.
see how it
Do it
works.
now.
But
Do it
it's
live.
all right.
Do it now.
But I'm
Just say it.
hopeful, or I'm wondering if the next evolution of this will be your phone will Bluetooth communicate with the speakers, and by you just walking from room to room, it'll know where your phone is.
You are referring to sensing, and that exists. That is a thing that it does. Yes, it is. It is you have to opt in, and it's beta, I believe, right now.
Okay.
It is what your Google Homes will sense you in the room, and it will do whatever you want it to do. I don't remember 100% how to do it. Maybe we can do this together.
So is it activated by the home hearing me walk around, or is it some sort of connection between the home and the phone?
Well, I mean, it would depend. So
depend on the settings.
Well, no. So it's like if you have one of the displays with a camera, then it will just look at you. So that would be one way it could sense you, but another one it could hear you, because it definitely has microphones. So it would just hear the noise of you banging around in the room or whatever.
Yeah. So right now I do use some routines with my homes, but it's still predicated on a keyword. It's not automatic.
No, there is the Google Homes can sense, and I got to look it up because I can't remember. Maybe I should make a video about that.
Sounds like a good one to me.
I think it's a really interesting video. So I'll probably make a video about that. And also, I'm just going to Google all the videos from basically now until my birthday, which is this weekend, actually.
I got you the most excellent card for your and my specific relationship. It is brilliant.
That's weird, but I can't wait. I cannot wait for that card.
Wait till you see what's inside it.
Lord have mercy. Wait, here we go. That's right, I put them both on. I got you a birthday card. Time for the birthday card. Nope. Not gonna do it. So I'm really what?
I'm wondering if many people in the chat know how much you loathe and detest actually talking to other human beings on the phone.
I don't hate that.
Well,
I hate voicemails. Waiting. No, I don't mind talking to people, because if I have headphones on, I'll talk to you as long as you want, as long as I got headphones on. I do it all the time. I don't mind that at all.
Okay. How about waiting on hold?
Oh, Jesus. Hold is the worst. Well, not the worst. I take that back. Voicemails are the worst. Voicemails are the worst. The worst. Followed by being on hold. And so they did finally, with their new next gen assistant, is that hold for me. And we talked about it at the beginning of the show. It uses the power of Google Duplex, which Greg and I did a video on. Basically, it's AI powered, and it's going to hold your spot in line, so you can be like, peace. Why did I do it like this? Peace. This way. Here we go. I'm stroking out here. Peace.
That's great.
I know, right? And I'm going to go do a thing. And then when that recognizes an actual person coming online, not the thank you for holding, we'll get right back to you right after these messages, an actual, real live agent, they trigger you on your phone to say, hey, dummy, pick the phone back up. You're ready to be off of hold. Now, I do think that that's probably a tremendous amount of engineering from an AI perspective. And IVRs, let me lean you into this one. IVRs, which it's like a call routing system. I used to know what it stood for, but I don't remember anymore. They basically can have call you back with your spot in line. So a lot of companies are going to that, to where you can just say, hey, I don't want to hang on hold. I'll just type in my phone number and then call me back when it's ready. Yeah. A lot of companies are doing that. I do like the idea of it. I'm just not quite sure how many times I would use that, because I'll chat with an agent online first, and then I'll use the IVR where I say, call me back. I rarely wait on hold anymore. I just can't. I don't have time for that.
You are an extremely busy man these days.
It is what it is, right? Mr. Dan, I appreciate you. CEO, you know what? You go ahead and just jump out here, my friend. You've been CEO. You're good. You've done your CEO duties. I appreciate you, my brother. Does Stadia work with Chromecast? Yep. I think.
I don't see why it wouldn't.
Maybe.
Because why would they sell the handset as a standalone if it didn't?
I would have to assume it would.
How else are you going to get the data to whatever you're...
I would assume that it would. Mac, you're right. Google Assistant AI is freaky good, though. It's the best assistant. Way better than Siri. That woman doesn't know anything. She's nothing. Like, I can't say that. That's not really fair. Siri, the AI, knows, like, she's good. She's not great.
No.
Google is exceptional.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, the disparity is just so tremendous. It's the contextual awareness. The Google AI is just so far advanced compared to everybody else. Cortana, Bixby. Samsung's basically been like, hey, we just can't compete. Just adopt the Google Assistant. Honestly, in my mind, I would feel like that would be better for Samsung if they adopted the Google Assistant, because then they would have folks like me going, wait a minute, I can have the Google Assistant, which is a good chunk of the reason why I keep with the Pixels. And then if you could just get the Pixel experience on a camera, you would flip lots of Pixel people. Lots of Pixel people. Not me, but lots of Pixel people.
We have an answer on the Stadia Chromecast discussion.
Ba-boom. Stadia works on legacy Chromecast devices and will work on the new one in 2021. Ba-boom. Ba-ba-boom. You know, I don't do Stadia. I probably should do that, but I'm not much of a gamer. Except for that golf game, which no one has come to. Look, I play. No one has come on and said anything about wanting to smoke in 2K21. Nobody. Still here. Still waiting. Waiting for that smoke. No one says it. Still undefeated. Just putting it on. I did want to talk about the Nest Audio, which is like the perfect little speaker in between the Mini and the Max. So it is a successor to the Google Home, the original Google Home, which, by the way, still have a couple of those bad boys, and they're just chugging right along, no problems.
They're great.
And that'll probably be in one of the video where I talk about Google is using really old hardware by today's specs, like the original Google Home, and I get all the cool benefits of every new Google Assistant thing because they're a software company, and that's what I love. It's amazing. You don't have to have the greatest hardware. It is freaking phenomenal.
I really liked the new design of the speaker, the form factor, that it's a little bit taller, which they demonstrated they can fit more audio elements in there. So yeah, I think that's going to be a great addition to anybody's smart speaker lineup, or if they're just starting, obviously a new top of the line for $100.
And it's, I was going to say, and it's cheaper than the original Google Home, because the original Google Home was 129, I think, when it first came out.
It was either 129 or 149. Yeah,
it's unbelievable. And so sorry, I'm going to pivot. Are you drinking out of a gallon? Oh, it's Memphis water.
It is.
Okay, sorry. I was about to just clown on you for a little bit, but then I realized what it was. I was like, oh, I cannot clown on you. Max says, have you gotten a call from Google Duplex? Took me a minute to realize it wasn't an actual person on the other side. I would love to have a conversation with you, because I have not been on the receiving end of a call with Google Duplex, and I would love to know what it sounded like, because to me that is super enticing. Like the idea, like it took you a minute to figure out that it was AI. I would love to know if you were able to interact with it like a regular human and it answered the questions that you had for it going back and forth. That's the direction. We're going the direction. Automation and AI and machine learning is the way the world is working. It is a software-driven world. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I love the fact I love everything that Google did today, and I love hearing things like we're going to be sending these features to older Pixels too, because it means to
Yes,
me,
yes, yes.
because to me it means like you care about me as a consumer of products previous generations, which for me I'm very loyal. Like a lot of people are very very loyal to brands, right, wrong, or indifferent. They're you got fanboys in every different type of genre that you have out there. But if a company is good to me and they make these products that I can use and really get in baked into the system, it's the Apple ecosystem problem all over again, right? Like Apple makes a great system. If I get into iMessage and I get into AirDrop and I get into FaceTime, I don't want to leave that. I'm comfortable.
Right.
It's a comfortable thing. It works. I don't have to worry about it. I use Google Duo all the time. Do you know what people still call it? FaceTime. What do you FaceTime with? Duo. That's what people say. I'll FaceTime you. It's become a verb.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's
just like
Google.
Just like let me Google that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's just the same. It's the same phenomenon there. So I love the fact like that means like when I go and upgrade to the next phone, well, I just had all those Google features. I just had all those Pixel features. I want those still. Wait, can I get this on a Samsung? No. Well, then I don't want a Samsung. I want the Pixel experience. And so they're really making these enhancements and drawing me in and getting me kind of like what they like a sticky consumer. I don't want to leave that. I'm used to that. I like those features. I can't get those features on another one. I don't want to relearn those. Like, could I learn something else? Sure. I don't want to. I don't have time for that, or I don't have the patience for that, or let's be real, I just don't want to do that.
Right.
And that's what makes companies great when you get them stuck on the hardware like that or the software. That's what gets you.
Well, and it doesn't hurt that the ecosystem you and I have chosen to live in is really, really, really good at software.
Yeah, they're really good at software. And Gabriel says it right here. They are building a really nice ecosystem. They really are. Like to me, they've got the best budget phone in the 4A. You can get a flagship experience for not a flagship price with $699, which we know that might actually go cheaper. What would be really cool though, this is just me. I have no idea if this is true. I'm just throwing it out in the universe. What if they ran a buy the Pixel for Black Friday, Pixel 5 for $699, and we'll give you a pair of Pixel Buds.
Yep. I knew that's exactly
because the reverse wireless charging, Google is they are kind of bad about this. Same way Samsung's terrible at it. Apple never does it. Google's in between, where like wait to buy the Pixel 5 or the Pixel 4a 5G, because maybe like Black Friday they might run a deal that says, hey, buy the Pixel 5 at $699 and we'll give you the Pixel Buds for free. Or buy the combination like they did with Netflix. Buy the combination Netflix and Chromecast for $89 rather than just the $50, and you get 6 months free of Netflix. Okay, hang on a minute. Or you could buy the Pixel Buds and the Pixel 5 for, I don't know, $750. You know what I mean? Like that's not really taking like a big old bath on the costs.
No, I agree. Definitely some point between Black Friday and Christmas, there will probably be a drop just because,
it'll happen. It always does.
Of the year, and every company trying to stash away as much cash as they can. So yeah,
I would love to see that. Like that would be really, really cool to me.
That might actually flip me because, like I said, I don't need a new phone right now. I'm rocking the 3XL. I think I have at least another year of security updates on it. So, but if they did a combo 4A and the true wireless, or 4A 5G and 6 months of Netflix or something, I could easily see buying into that.
And these Pixel Buds are phenomenal. Yeah. Holy crap. If you could get these and the Pixel 5 for like $750, Man, I'm telling you, that would be tough to pass up. Tough to pass up. Tech for You needs, no, there was no Google Watch today. No Google Watch. So I did not see that. I'm telling you, I loved what came out today. I know was there other stuff? Did another company do a thing today?
I don't remember reading about it.
Okay, here we go. Gabriel says, I want Google products, not third-party OEMs with Google backing, if that makes sense. It absolutely makes sense. And it's actually one of the things they kind of hinted at. And you could see kind of the evolution go through, because like the original Pixel was no Google components, like Google-driven components. It's also the same thing where Apple builds their own chips, and they have the chipsets and the Apple Silicon or whatever it's called now. So you can see that Google is somewhat replicating that, and now we're seeing the benefits of the replication of the Apple model. You're seeing things like the cameras, the videos, the Google Assistants, the Neural Core, which I know is not on the Pixel 5, the Titan security chip. Those are things that are being developed. It was being developed with a third-party OEM and then flipped to Google. So you're seeing what the evolution looks like from a hardware perspective. And it's, again, very centered upon the consumer, a much better experience for the consumer overall. And finally, you're seeing the hardware start to catch up with that, which is what's driving down a lot of the costs, especially for a thing like a 4A. You're getting an unbelievable experience for $350. I swear to you, I don't know how they do it. I do not know how they do it with the 4A. The $699, sure. Even the $499 is crazy. The $499 where you're getting better cameras, 5G chip, still the headphone jack, a bigger footprint, so more like an XL footprint. Okay. Sign me up. That's what I want. Sign me up. I thought Google did phenomenal today. I really did.
Yeah.
I thought they did absolutely phenomenal. I cannot wait for the Pixel 5. I'm excited to see what the Pixel 5 will be like. I'm excited to see what the 4A 5G will look like. Not because of the 5G. Just straight up, not because of the 5G. Could care less about the
tiny little bezels.
I need to know how they did the stereo speakers in the 5 based on that photo you showed me. How did you do it? Because I don't know how you did it. So
I'm with you, brother. I can't wait to see it.
Man, I'm so excited. Stats. Are you as excited as I am? Are you as excited as I am right now?
Oh, I'm getting there.
We're talking about Google, baby. Talking about Google. Wait, but this one. There we go. That's good because it's Allstate. Gonna talk to the Allstate. Yeah, tonight. Grab your ladies and your gentlemen, and let's get all the way to the center floor where we put our 4 wheels down on each feet and skate around this park in just a giant circle like a NASCAR. That's what we do. Everybody always goes to the left. To the left.
So, for the first time, I'm actually enjoying your free skate voiceover because it reminded me of stories that Greg used to tell about playing the Skatosaurus.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
At a skating rink, and just the absolute shenanigans he and his coworkers used to get up.
He did. It was hilarious. Miss Sheila, holy crap. Miss Sheila, what on earth is going on here? Holy cow. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you very much for the happy B-Day. I really appreciate it. You guys make it the best. I'm so glad I came back and did this. Greg and I are so glad that we came back and started doing this. Got 63 great shows with Greg. We got 37 with me that are really more than average. And I mean, Stats add some stuff here too. Oh my gosh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You're absolutely one of the best. Thank you. Jim Lynch says, I need to know about the 5. Bro, you're going to have to go back and watch a show, buddy, because we beat that horse to death. To death. And Gabriel, that wasn't brought up yet. Google's trying to embrace Google, a brand perspective. Yeah, they're not hiding behind the Android face anymore. You're right. They're absolutely right. They are going all in with, you want to go Google? You go Google.
Yeah.
And once you go Google, you never use another search engine. We do not allow Bing in this house.
You're not wrong.
No Bing. No Bing. Get that Firefox up out of here. We're not going to have any of that either. DuckDuckGo. No DuckDuckGo. I'm really surprised I could. I'm telling you, I'm really surprised I could come up with Bing, DuckDuckGo, and Firefox. Like off the top of the dome. I gotta be honest with you, that wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad at all. I'm gonna take that. I love that show. Me and the wife and the kids watched that show. I nailed it. Episode 1, season 1. As soon as I heard the monster, I knew it was T-Pain. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Like 2 years ago.
Sorry, my bad. Spoiler alert. DuckDuckGo. The DuckDuckGo whisper. DuckDuckGo. The stats, where can they find you?
Oh, I am actually on a social media hiatus right now. So I always do it when I go home to see the family. And I may stay off of it till after the election because
I'm telling you,
it's so toxic right now, and I have to deal with it enough when I'm at work.
I would recommend. Yeah, I would recommend not getting back there. And I haven't checked the score, and I'm going to check the score right now because the Indians are playing the Yankees. And if you follow me on Twitter, I despise the Yankees. Despise the Yankees, and I'm really hoping that they're winning. Something tells me that they're not. This would be such an Indians thing to do. Of course, it's 4-1 in the second, so of course they're doing this. What'll end up happening is they'll end up winning tonight, getting my hopes up just a little bit more, and then they'll just crap it away tomorrow. I think that's probably when they play. I think they go back to back to back. At least they're in Cleveland, so they don't have to go very far. But I want them.
Did you catch any of the Reds Braves game earlier today?
I did. I was 13 innings. 0-0 on a stupid single. That sucks for the Reds. You're a Braves fan.
I am, and my dad is a Reds fan.
Oh, that's hilarious. You know, I dislike both teams. I just dislike the Braves more.
Yeah,
but whatever.
Okay.
You can find me on the tweet machine at Scott Peachy, and also on the gram at the Scott Peachy. You can check out the website, thetechnicallyspeaking.com. Thetechnicallyspeaking.com. All right, man. Great 100 shows. Thank you all. And you know what? Huge thanks to all of you that came out today. Thank you so much. It was one of the largest crowds we've had in a really long time. I really appreciate you all coming out. You guys are the best. The best. Simply the best. Better than all the rest. So, appreciate you guys. And I will see you next week for show 101, which probably won't have a Google event, but I'm going to be talking about Google something.
Absolutely.
Let's see what we're going to do. Play this one out. All right, y'all. Be good or be good at it. Stats, mute your mic because we're going to do this for a minute or two. Dance. I want to dance.